All right, everybody. So it is Sunday, and it is halftime during the Saints game. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out here and start working on this truck. So if you know anything, I've been waiting on, well, I've ordered some parts, and so let's look at this thing real quick. Okay, so I actually ordered the intake for right here, but the problem is, you'll notice that my radiator hose is not in here. Okay, so you'll notice that my radiator hose is not in. So the problem is that the intake that I got it for a 5.3. I knew it wasn't going to fit the factory way because it's supposed to come out, go over this radiator hose, and then come over here. But whenever, because I can't go up and over my radiator hose, unfortunately, because there's the hood. Typically when these are in the Chevys, they're a lot lower in the engine bay, or in the engine bay, so they're actually able to have that space for it to go over. So I'm not actually able to do that, which I was kind of expecting to begin with, so it's not like it was a surprise. But I also can't run it out this way, because when I run it out this way, it doesn't get down low enough, and it still hits the hood, and somewhere up in here I think is where it's actually, like right in here where it's hitting, because it's like resting on the radiator here. So what it looks like I have to do is recess my radiator inside my core support. It's not something that I'm really looking forward to doing, but it's something that I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately. So gonna go ahead and start chopping into it, and I gotta remove the core support, and I'm probably gonna line it up better with inside here, because the radiator can actually slide down a little bit more this way. So I'm probably gonna slide it just a touch more down, and then yeah, bring it inside the core support. So that's what, that way when it comes out, my intake comes out, it can actually sit, because like I said, it kept hitting right here on this. And now I got an intake. It cost me like $53. I contemplated on just cutting it up to make it work, but even when I did that, it was sitting like 1/8 of an inch off of this pulley, and then it was like really close to this pulley as well. And with it hitting the hood as well, I could just see it whenever I close the hood, it actually pushes it onto both of those things and causes an issue. So yeah, I wanted to get started on this yesterday, but it decided to rain, and it's rained this morning as well, so everything's nice and wet for me. But I'm gonna get started on it anyways, because tomorrow I should be getting my adapters, because as you can see, I have my factory injectors back in. So as soon as the adapters come in, that'll take it from an EV1 style plug back to the Multec 2. That way I can actually run my factory injectors, which everything sits a lot lower now. So yeah, it should run a lot better now. I shouldn't have any of those issues that I was having. Let's see, I'm also waiting on my fuel filter. I'll be mounting a fuel filter basically somewhere right around in here. I have, as you can see, I have one of my fittings came in the mail, so I'll be running an AN6 fitting off of the quick connect coming out of here, and then it'll obviously go into the fuel filter right here, and then go down. And then I have another, let's see, can you see it? Probably not. I have a compression fitting down there on the 3/8 line, the hard line that runs to the back. So I'll put a compression fitting there that has also an AN6, obviously. And so I'll come off of there, go up to the fuel filter, out of the fuel filter, and I'll actually be putting a 90 on right here, so it'll just go straight down, and yeah, should work just great. So let's enough of me sitting here bullshitting. Let's get into recessing this radiator. All right, so let me show you what I got going on here. So I got my core support out, and luckily it'll be able to sit flat right here along this nice flat bottom here. But looks like right here I'll be cutting off about that much along part of it, and then I'll come up here and I'll cut that off, and obviously over here I'll be cutting up to here, and I'll be cutting out a lot of this, and so that I have access for the fill neck, obviously. So that's just what I got to do. So that's just what I got to do. So let's get started. Okay, so yeah, let's check out what I got. So as you can see, it is now recessed into my core support. As you can see, I have chopped out here for the filler nut. Not the prettiest. I'm gonna get some rubber to go around that. I think I might have some rubber hose that I'll use just so that I'm not cutting myself every time I try to check the radiator fluid. But yeah, I'm gonna put I got some rubber boots that are gonna go down on the bottom down here to protect that right there. And that should, once that happens, it'll push it up just a touch. So I might have to do something with that screw in there. I see that it's touching, but we'll see. And then my shroud will actually be able to lay flat on here now, and it'll screw back into these holes right here. And then I just got to make something for down here now, because it used to go into these spots right here. So now I'll have to make like an elbow or like a L bracket or something like that that'll hold it down here. Nothing major, you know, it's what you got to do. So let me go ahead and wrap up some more of this. And yeah, so as you can see, it is starting to get kind of dark out here, you know, daylight savings. And so I may not finish it today, but we'll pick it up tomorrow. All right, so check it out. See, nice and so much more space now. This used to sit out right here, and then the fan stuck out a little bit more. As you can see, it is a lot closer now. I do need to brace up this some more, and I might gonna put some rubber line going on right here so I'm not cutting myself anytime I'm trying to go up into here. And I'm gonna put in a brace right here, because if you'll notice right here that, see how it moves a little bit right there? So if I put a brace from here to here, or even from here to here possibly, that should eliminate, probably actually will go from here to here, because that'll probably be the best bet. If I get a piece of rod that'll actually go in these holes right here, and then I can tack it right there, that would actually probably be the best option. But we'll see how that goes. But now I just gotta, that line is not gonna work because as you can see, it's a little bit further back, and I don't have any room here to slide it more forward. So I'll have to figure out something there. And this should work out a lot better now. It was really close to this belt here. And now I'll have more space for my intake to come out this way. Hopefully it can go up and over this. Hopefully it can go up and over right here, and you know, come right through here, and then I can put the filter right here. That's the goal. Will it work? It hasn't worked. Nothing's worked so far, except for doing this radiator. That's worked fantastic. Look at how far forward it is. Man, that thing is like right up against that thing. It's gonna look good. Now it's not square, or that was basically center. This radiator is not a very good radiator. It is not a square radiator, but I only paid $150, and it came with the radiator and the fans. So you pay for what you get, obviously. So I just got to wrap up a few things, hook up all my stuff, and I'll be able to put in my intake system and possibly be ready for tomorrow when my adapters, or my plug adapters come in. Hopefully. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I was successful finally. It actually fits in there. I bought this intake kit for $53. It was designed for this to actually bolt up right here, and it was actually meant to go up and over here and go that way. Obviously we've talked about how it wouldn't go that way, and that's the reason why I've had to redo this, is so that I can actually fit this in here. As you can see, it fits great. I do still touch a little bit right here, as you can see by this blemish right here. That is from that right there touching. So I may end up just trimming, you know, out right here, so that it doesn't touch it anymore. The hood does shut. It just kind of pushes on it a little bit. Nothing major. Yeah, I mean, really, that was all I was trying to complete today. I mean, and it's like, well, I still got to brace this up, but yeah, I don't have to do that today, and y'all don't have to see me put all this back on, because you know how to do that. You took it off, it's just reverse. So I was successful finally today, and yeah, that's gonna be it, really. Oh yeah, so I also did not use the filter that it supplied. I had actually bought this filter before I bought the kit, and didn't realize, because I was thinking I was just gonna be able to piece some stuff together and come out. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. So I ended up using this filter, because the other filter is like another 6 inches longer than this one. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. So it's a huge filter. I mean, it is a massive filter. So this is the other filter right here, and as you can see, it just isn't gonna fit up in there. And luckily I had that other one, so that will work fine. I have this right here. This also goes to it, but I suspect that it will not actually work with it. So, you know, maybe later on down the line when I relocate my battery and do a few other things, I can end up using that. But I did notice that I can actually use this stuff on those spots that I cut that are a little rough. So I'm gonna go ahead and button this thing back up. Like I said, you don't need to see me put all this stuff back on. It's simple shit. And I'd show you, I'm sorry I didn't show you what I was doing while I was cutting it, but I mean, once you have marked it out, the way that you cut it is going to be your own way. So I'm not going to try to tell you how to cut your metal. You'll just do it, you know. So yeah, that's it, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you learned a little bit of something. Probably not, because I didn't really teach you anything, but yeah, like I said, that's gonna be it. Later.